Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, August 4th. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Patricia Valone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, with more and more police departments using body cameras, a state agency is looking at establishing policies aimed at how they're used. Byron Scott has the story.
Our mission is to supply the Maryland Police Training Commission with what we think are best practices.
The topic in Annapolis today, police body cameras and putting together policies governing their use. The concerns are many.
When officers should be cutting them on, whether or not they should be turning them off at any point.
And we think it's critically important that there be prohibitions on data mining that stored data. Otherwise, these body cameras will turn into simply the latest and greatest law enforcement surveillance tool.
Who actually has access to this information, how's this information provided to the public?
But on one point, every organization and agency at today's meeting, from police to civil rights groups, agree.
So I want to be clear at the outset that we think body cameras are a critically important police accountability and transparency tool.
I think everybody benefits. The public gets to see up front what we do, and at the same time, they see both sides of the story up front.
The use of body cameras is increasing nationwide. A state commission tasked by law with establishing best practices had its first meeting today in Annapolis.
I think if you look at what's been going on in our country over the past 2 years, we need them. And it's something that the community has been pushing for. It's something that a number of law enforcement agencies want, because it provides another piece of evidence to ensure that who's kind of telling the truth.
Laurel Police Department is one of at least 15 in Maryland that use the devices, with more agencies likely to sign on.
That's why we need to take an approach that is suitable across the board.
The commission, which meets again next month, has until October 1st to make its final recommendations to the Maryland Police Training Commission. Now, that body will make its recommendations to the General Assembly by January of next year. In Annapolis, Byron Scott, CTV News.
And the committee meets again on September 1st.
It's a controversy that doesn't seem to be going away, and now we're told that the county executive has met privately with community leaders to explain his side of the situation. The District 7 station, which is near completion, has been left with no money for officers to occupy it, according to Rashawn Baker. Earlier this year, Baker put forth a budget that would have funded the station, among other things. However, the council rejected his proposal, leaving insufficient funds for the facility. The president of the Fraternal Order of Police says he has a solution for the problem.
A lot of officers wanted to volunteer to go to District 7 to be a part of that new station. So the officers are already there. And it's a matter of backfilling those officers with recruits from the academy when they graduate. So I think the solution's there. It's already being staffed. Technically, District 7 is staffed as we speak. So I don't understand how the problem's so deep.
The station would open, and opening meaning we'd have some administrative staff in there to begin with, and over the next 12 months, try to phase in about 30 officers to fill the station, so that by next September, ideally, there'd be 30 officers there, enough for us to officially open the station.
The situation is part of a fallout between the county executive and the council, which rejected his bold plan to raise taxes to fund a turnaround of the school system.
The state's first specialty clinic for medicinal marijuana is taking names of prospective clients before being fully registered. Greenway Consultation opened its doors in June. The health center says it has 3 consultants and 3 physicians who are not yet approved by the Maryland Medicinal Cannabis Commission. Or Medical Cannabis Commission, rather. However, it already has more than 100 names on its waiting list. An area worker tells CTV she has no problem with the clinic's existence.
Good amount of people in there, but I mean, I don't think it's fine. I mean, if people need it, they need it. I'm not against it. Sure. So, and the fact that it's like right there in the building, it's kind of cool, because I mean, you get some insight on it.
And Greenway is expected to be in full operation by next year.
Meanwhile, a bus driver is indicted for negligent manslaughter after fatally striking a pedestrian in Upper Marlboro. The incident happened last July. Michelle Murray was driving a Department of Public Works and Transportation bus. She attempted to make a left-hand turn on Main Street from Water Street. That's when she struck victim Patty Burton, who was in a crosswalk. Witnesses on the bus say Murray was allegedly talking to a passenger and didn't realize she hit Burton. Murray is also charged with reckless and negligent driving, among other crimes. She is currently out on bond. Well, you are watching CTV News. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Patricia Vallone.